Hello, and welcome to The Core Path. Today, we are going to explore something truly fascinating: how the Bible gave detailed hygiene instructions thousands of years ago, long before modern science even existed. If you're passionate about connecting ancient wisdom with modern life, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community. When we think about hygiene, hand washing, isolation, clean eating, we often imagine it as a product of modern civilization. But the truth is, many of these practices were written down thousands of years ago in the Bible. Let's begin with the book of Genesis. After the fall, humanity entered a world where disease, impurity, and suffering became part of everyday life. Although Genesis doesn't give us direct health regulations yet, it establishes the foundation that human beings are vulnerable and need purification, spiritually and physically. As we move forward into the books of Moses, especially Leviticus, we find specific instructions that sound remarkably modern. In Leviticus chapter 15, for example, the Bible talks about bodily discharges from both men and women, and commands that anyone who comes into contact with these must wash their clothes and bathe in water, remaining unclean until evening. Sounds a lot like today's recommendations for infection control, doesn't it? When someone was sick, they weren't just prayed for, they were isolated. Those diagnosed with infectious diseases like leprosy had to live outside the camp until they were healed, as described in Leviticus 13-14. In other words, quarantine, a practice we know is critical for stopping the spread of disease today. Another fascinating detail: people were instructed to avoid touching dead bodies, or if they did, to go through a cleansing ritual, including washing with water. Numbers 19:11-12. Special emphasis was placed on cleanliness after sexual relations, Leviticus 15:16-18. which protected communities from the spread of infections at a time when medical knowledge was almost non-existent. But hygiene in the Bible wasn't only about external cleanliness. The book of Proverbs teaches us that a disciplined, wise life leads to health and strength. Proverbs 3:7-8 says, "Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones." It's a principle modern health science confirms. Stress, guilt, and living recklessly can have real, measurable effects on physical health. The Psalms also beautifully connect physical cleansing with spiritual renewal. In Psalm 51:7, David cries out, "Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow." Interestingly, hyssop isn't just symbolic. It's a plant known historically for its antibacterial properties, suggesting that even the rituals God instituted had practical health benefits beyond the spiritual symbolism. And when we move to the New Testament, Jesus brings a deeper teaching. It's not enough to look clean on the outside. True purity comes from the heart, Mark 7:14-23. Yet, he never dismisses the importance of caring for the body. Instead, he fulfills and deepens the understanding behind these ancient practices. Think about it: washing hands, isolating the sick, purifying spaces. These ideas weren't invented in hospitals or laboratories. They were embedded in sacred writings thousands of years ago, preserving entire communities. The Bible offered a holistic approach to hygiene: physical, through washing, resting, and isolating; emotional, through forgiveness and peace; spiritual, through inner cleansing and renewal. And today, even with all our scientific advancements, we still find ourselves relying on these ancient principles. If you found this exploration enlightening, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's much more ancient wisdom waiting to be rediscovered together. And remember, the tools for living well, for protecting our health, and for strengthening our spirits have been within our reach all along. You were created for a life of wisdom, strength, and wholeness. Keep walking your path boldly. See you next time on The Core Path.